Ain't no hold 'em. So lay your cards down, 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 down. So park your Lexus and throw your keys up. Stick around, round, 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 round. Stick around. And I'll be damned if I can't slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a come take it to the floor now. Woo! There's a tornado in my city, in the basement. That ain't pretty, rugged whiskey. We're surviving. A breakup kisses, sweet redemption, passing time, yeah. Ooh, one step to the right, we headed to the dive bar we always thought was nice. Ooh.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. What I need y'all to do is to go ahead and hit that share button for me. And if you are in the room, which I see people are popping in, go ahead and say hello, and tell us who you are. Because tonight we have some amazing guests that are showing up. We have a full house. I'm looking over this and I'm like, wow, we have a full house tonight. And for those that don't know who I am, I'm Jeanette Greenwood. I am CEO and founder of Ladies in Film and Television. And we are here with Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards. We have some amazing guests that are going to come on. We're going to talk about their submissions, their projects, the industry, and lots more. So join us tonight by sharing this live and inviting someone in. And don't forget my house rules. Y'all know I got house rules, okay? We cannot hear you clap. So whenever I bring my guests on, y'all know we got to give the hearts. Y'all know we got to give some love and all that good stuff. But before I bring my first guest on, oh man, I am so excited. We got a lot of more documentaries this year. Like, what's up? Kudos to the docs. We got a lot of documentaries that entered this year. Actually, we doubled the amount we had last year. So I love that. So tonight we're going to speak to Budro Partida, and I could be saying it wrong. He's going to correct me, from Austin, Texas, and Bloody and Bruised. But I want you guys to see this trailer. So we're going to share this trailer. And when we come back, he's going to be on stage and we're going to dive right on into it. So while you're looking at this trailer, go ahead and tag some people, tell them to jump in, because tonight we got a show for y'all. So hold on. Let me help this trailer get up here, and we're gonna have ourselves a good time tonight. Y'all remember, I'm running this by myself tonight. Next year, I want a whole team, okay? Let's go.
The Ramones, Motorhead,
Dynamite Boy, Reeling Kids,
Near Dark,
Marilyn Manson,
Tool,
Pearl Jam,
Born to Lose,
Pantera,
Typo Negative,
Pariah,
Loco.
Dangerous Toys.
You just never know who you were going to see there.
A certain club called the Back Room for almost 30 years. And what we've been asking people to call in for is a backroom story. If you're not familiar with the Back Room, then just go ahead and hang up.
Backroom was a music venue that survived miraculously for more than 30 years.
You walk in that front door and you had the split.
If you went over to the left, you could go have some drinks and play some video games or pool.
If you went to the right, that was the live music side.
It was basically known as a hard rock heavy metal place in like the 80s and 90s.
The place looked and smelled like we did.
It constantly smelled like bleach.
Hot dogs and old beer.
Piss.
Cigarettes and vomit. You can imagine putting all that in a cup and going, ooh, that's the smell of the back room.
CBGBs and brownies and stuff in New York.
It was our Sunset Strip of Austin.
The Back Room was all of that wrapped in one venue.
Everybody else has that same thing that I want, the fucking rock.
Drink up, Back Room. I heard we sound better.
Literally carried the rock and roll scene for all of Austin.
I have to say that we have a lot of good talent happening out there right now.
They did country at one point.
We had a play set of 125 songs.
They've done hip hop.
Two Live Crew show brought in a whole different audience.
They weren't afraid of anything. If you can do a Pantera show, you're going to survive a Public Enemy show.
Best sounding club in town, period.
The kick drum
busting you in the back and coming through your body and hitting the people in front of you in the face.
Every show I saw there I was deaf.
Your balls would be like.
It also had super cheap drinks. Got 10-cent drink nights on Friday nights.
Oh, have you ever played at the back room? Oh yeah, the pole. There's a fucking pole in the middle of the fucking stage.
One time we had to Vaseline it.
Whenever the asteroid hits Earth, there's gonna be that goddamn pole floating around there.
And then the bathrooms. Oh, the bathrooms.
This place is gross.
But it was home.
Jason McMaster's from the Dangerous Toys.
Jason McMaster really had the rock and roll game down.
What are you gonna call your band? He says Dangerous Toys and click.
They were on MTV and they were on the radio.
Jason McMaster and Mark Gary from the band Dangerous Toys.
When I first moved to town, all I kept hearing about was the band Pariah.
We got signed at the back room.
That was a band that could have, should have, and would have, and they didn't. And it wasn't their fault.
Sims passed away, complete and utter shock.
That was crushing.
He was more of a friend than a GM.
He wanted to help bands.
There was a lot of drugs.
If a Motley Crue video could be real life, that's what the bathroom was like.
I remember a gunshot going off.
The guy shot into the ceiling like 2 to 4 times.
Lots of people went to jail that night.
This guy comes up to try to get in the lighting booth, and I had a toolbox there. Hit him right in the head.
It was just chaos.
Welcome to the back room.
And I look over and like, oh, it's Tom Araya, dude.
And I got to sit next to Lemmy and watch him play these video games.
The same amount of people that were at the fucking back room were in my fucking living room.
Peter walks over.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. On my screen up there, it looks like it was frozen, but I'm going to see. All right, Boudreaux, hey. Was you able to see the full video?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay, good. Because I'm looking, I got my monitor. I'm like, why is it not showing? Okay. Well, we got a chance to see. Wow. I remember hearing about the back room. So before we dive into that, because I'm really like looking at this, I'm like, I'm ready to talk about this back room. What was going down in the back room? So tell everybody who you are. I like people to introduce themselves because sometimes we can forget things. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and your role in this project.
Sure. My name is Boudreaux Partida. I am a director and filmmaker that lives in Austin, Texas. I was a director, editor, and co-producer on this film, music documentary about the Back Room, which is a now extinct music club that was in Austin for over 30 plus years.
Wow. Now, I read your what you sent me, your little mini bio here, but this went through a lot of different type of music. So tell everybody, how did this play start? What genre of music was being played? And I just want you to just briefly go through the cycle of this, because me reading this, I'm like, it went from this to this to this.
Yeah. So the Backroom started in 1973. It started off as like a little watering hole, a little country watering hole for local, singer-songwriters to, hop up on the stage and sing a little country tune while you get a burger and a beer. And in the early 80s, the manager was kind of saying, what's this heavy metal thing, this hair metal thing that's going on? And then they booked a band called Raven, and it's just a British heavy metal band, and it took off. And then they noticed that, and then they booked a band called Megadeth, who is pretty popular. And then after that, they decided that the country thing was no longer going to happen. And then so pretty much in the heyday of the Back Room, it was in the 80s, in the classic sex, drugs, rock and roll kind of thing, very much like you'd find on the Sunset Strip in LA. And then in the 90s, it kind of transitioned to the whole grunge movement. So a lot of bands that were up and coming at the time, like Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, they played the Back Room when they were still getting popular. And then eventually it transitioned to like hardcore, metalcore, and pop punk. And then and then towards the end of its lifespan in 2006, they changed to a hip hop scene because the Austin music scene had been already changing, and so a lot of the bigger acts went towards downtown where the blues and the rock was well known. And then eventually it closed down in 2006. And so it did go through a long kind of history of all these different genres, and the film kind of explores the 33-year history of all of that.
Wow, wow. So what inspired you to actually do this documentary?
I had been working on another documentary about this other music video here in Austin called the Saxon Pub. And I had always kind of toyed around with the idea of doing a documentary about the back room because it's one of the first, if not the first, like bar that I went to when I first moved here in the late 90s. And I lived just down the street, and I would walk down the hill and visit this place, and it was great. And it had, you know, an arcade, it had cheap drinks, you know, I remember going for dollar beers, you know, and
Not that anymore.
yeah, and it was a great music venue too. So I made a lot of friends there, and had a lot of relationships there, and a lot of people that I know today I met back then. And so all this time later, with me working in film, I had always kind of toyed with the idea of making a documentary about this place. And then one day I was being interviewed about another film I was promoting, and I just kind of blurted it out when they asked me, "What are you working on next?" I was like, "I'm kind of thinking about doing a documentary about the back room." And next thing you know, my producer and we start launching a shoot campaign, and we ended up shooting about nearly 70 interviews in about 9 months. And yeah, it took us about almost 4.5 years to produce this film from start to finish.
Wow. So give me just maybe one or two of your favorite interviews.
Oh, well, definitely Jason McMaster, who is from the lead singer of Dangerous Toys. He is Austin rock royalty. He is considered one of the main figureheads of the rock scene here in Austin, all because he started, you know, back in the early 80s and still continues to this day, you know, performing. He's got multiple bands, and he plays all over the country. And in fact, the band Dangerous Toys that's featured in the film, we're actually, my production company, we're headed to LA next month because his band is going to be inducted into the Metal Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So he was definitely one of my favorite interviews, you know, to that just top of mind. John Moyer, who is the bass player for Disturbed, you know, was a pretty big name as well worldwide. You know, it was great to get somebody of that level as well. But then there's other more local artists that actually made it big as well, like the Riddling Kids, which were a big pop punk band 20 years ago, and they made it to the late night TV shows and an MTV video, and you know, they were great as well. Joey Duenas from Un Loco, they were also another band that made it to MTV and all that stuff. So you know, the film kind of spans the big level, big players, but it also talks about the local bands how the back room kind of served as an incubator for those up and coming bands that kind of helped you know, how it helped them cut their teeth as musicians, as artists.
Wow, wow. And so you say you direct, you're the writer, editor?
I'm the editor and also co-wrote it, yes, but you know, mainly directed and edited, but also helped produce it with my buddy John Jew. Co-wrote it with Tammy Moore, our executive producer Ray Segern, and co-producer Adam Salinas. And then we actually, in the middle of production, towards the end of production, there was somebody that we had showed a rough cut of the film to. His name was David Moskowitz, and he loved and he's not even from here. He's not from Austin, and he loved the rough cut so much that he decided to sign on as co-executive producer because he believed in the story so much, and he really loved the film that much. Because I think the film really kind of is transcended, and it's not necessarily, yes, it's a film about a place in Austin, but it applies to a lot of music fans. Because everybody that's a music fan, they all have a club or a place that they all loved and that they all miss. And so it kind of it's not necessarily just for Austin or Central Texas music fans. It kind of transcends to people all over the country.
Wow. Wow. I mean, this is, I mean, because I honestly remember, and actually my family, on my dad's side of the family is from down in the Austin, Central Texas area. And it's so funny because I'm actually doing ancestry because I don't know a lot of my Johnson side of the family. And I learned that a lot of them are from still in that area. So but I actually heard about the back room growing up. I've actually heard about the back room, and to see this documentary come through, I'm like, wow, man, this is amazing. So let me ask you this. What advice would you give to an aspiring director, since that you're out here you're doing a lot, not just directing, but what advice would you give someone that's looking to make their mark in the film industry? What would you say to them?
Definitely, I think if you're thinking about doing filmmaking, don't think about it anymore, just do it. You have to actually get out there and shoot something. If you don't have, the resources to buy a camera, then rent a camera or borrow a camera. You need to at least get that experience. You have to have hands-on experience with as many kind of roles as possible to, setting up lighting and doing sound and setting up the camera, not just being Mr. Director or Mrs. Director that's just like, take orders or place orders. It's you have to have a well-rounded experience of all the roles, just so that you know how to apply them when it comes to trying to get the film done. And so, as a producer, I was in TV for 25 years, almost 27.
Wow.
My background's television production, and so the world of TV gave me that background. It taught me how to shoot quickly, edit quickly, because I had to turn around quickly. And so I was able to use that skill set towards film. And that's not a very easy skill to learn. It's something that you pick up along the way. So definitely, like, I would say, one, if you're thinking about doing it, just do it. But secondly, never stop learning. I think that's an important thing, because their software is always changing. Cameras are always changing. All the special gadgets and everything, plugins, that's always changing almost weekly. And so as soon as you get comfortable, you get stale. And if you get stale, you get overlooked. And so, I do my best. I'm 46 years old now, and I've been doing this a long time. And I'm still constantly learning software and constantly learning things. So I would definitely say that, never stop learning.
I love that. I love that answer. And that is so true. Technology, especially in this day and time. I mean, you get one iPhone and the next thing you know, they got it. I'm like, wait,
yeah.
I'm a little offended. That must be the top thing right now. But no, before you know it, something else is coming out. How did you find out about the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards?
I believe a friend of mine forwarded me an email, said, "Hey, you got to check this out. This is pretty cool." I guess this isn't the first one, right? So
no, this is actually our third.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody I knew at a festival had forwarded me a couple different options. They said, "Hey, check this one out." So I just thought I'd go ahead and submit it, and I'm excited to have it out there. It's great when this film it's getting outside of the Austin city limits in the Central Texas area, just because it transcends to multiple audiences, and not just an older crowd, as sometimes people are saying this film is very much I'm talking about an era that's non-digital, but I think it applies towards a younger audience, because they get to learn how musicians now were influenced and affected by these musicians and artists of the past, and how hard these artists worked in a non-digital era. So, I think it's a very important kind of theme that's ongoing for other people to learn.
Right. Wow. I mean, and like you say, from looking at you know, the trailer and everything is definitely something that we all can relate to, because, you know, I came up in the blues, R&B, country music, and hip hop. Like my teen years, well, I'm gonna say 17, 18 is when hip hop. Now that's how old I am. Now don't say anything to you, but I was in the hip hop era. So yeah, and to look at this place, it actually touched everything. I mean, because did I hear this right, that Two Live Crew was there?
Yeah, actually, Two Live Crew was it was known for, you know, I think in the 90s, Ice-T played there with Body Count. Ice Cube played there. Actually, they played there on a Saturday and Sunday. And so Two Live Crew was also there. There was an incident that happened with Two Live Crew where like
I can only imagine.
little mini riot happened, you know. But you know, yeah, the Public Enemy was one of the most like well received acts that played the back.
Really? They were so confrontational. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So like the back room was no stranger to hip hop at all. And
Wow.
so it was, and then I think what's great about that is because the back room was often disregarded because it was on the east side of Austin. It wasn't as famous as, like, you know, the Blues and the Stevie Ray Vaughns of the Austin scene. So they weren't scared to put on different types of shows. And so, you know, if they're gonna be able to handle, if you can handle a heavy metal show, you can handle a Public Enemy show. You know, so like it was a really brave act that the backroom always try to put up. You know, so I think it succeeded.
I think so as well. Well, we're running out of time. Dang it. But I'm just so excited about your production. You're entered into Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards. We have a lot planned, and this year we're doing a lot of things a little different this year. So normally we don't interview people until they actually get nominated, but I was like, I don't think that's fair. I want to talk to some people before, you know, hey, I want to talk to some people before and give them the platform as well. So I'm wishing you all the luck. We actually been talking to our judges today that are actually coming on board. So we're excited about, we'll be pushing their information out soon and announcing our judges. And of course, they will be making their decisions next month, the end of next month. So I want to just congratulate you, first of all, just for entering, and then just stepping out here doing all that you do as an independent artist, because the whole reason behind Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards is to do just what I like, the documentary you have going on is what we're trying to do, is give that platform to independent artists and give them an opportunity, you know, to be seen and to talk. So I've enjoyed this conversation. I have my other guests backstage. Tell us how to follow you. If you have anything else coming up that you want to tell us before we sign off, you're going to close us out on your segment. So the floor is yours.
Sure. Yeah. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Boudra Partita. And you can follow the film at bloodyandbruised.com. And you can stay up to date as far as any upcoming screenings and, you know, all the events and fun shenanigans that are happening with the film. So, you know, we've been getting lots of good recognition so far. The audiences have been really well receptive of the film. So we're excited to have a good, hefty, robust 2025 in front of us for the remainder of the life of the film festival circuit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you again so much for joining us, and we will be seeing you more, I'm sure.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for having me, Jeanette.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one. All right, y'all. That was Boudra Partita with his Bloody and Bruised Untold Music documentary. So guys, check that out. Follow him. I hope you did some screenshot of his name and go check him out. So without further ado, we're going to talk about our next guest, Zaid. Now, I know Zaid, he's backstage. He's going to help me out with this last name, but I love trying, even if I mess it up. So let me try. It's Zaid Kaf. Okay. Al-Ghazal. He has a feature called The Strategy. I got that part right. A feature film called The Strategy. And I actually have a trailer. So we're going to show the trailer first, and then we're going to bring him up. And y'all, these trailers are on YouTube. So I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share the links as well. So if you happen to get on here and you come after the fact, then at least you'll have the link. So I'm being nice to y'all today. Let me share this link, and then I'm being more than sure if we're going to push play. Okay, so let me share this link, and then I'm going to, because if I don't share this link, then I'm gonna forget. I'm just being honest. All right, so here's the link for those of you that are watching afterwards, but we're getting ready to watch now. So give me a moment. And it's The Strategy.
You have a few questions about my job? What exactly are you looking to find out?
Eric is super close on discovering that plan.
You think you're smart? You don't even realize who you're dealing with.
At this point, you can't do shit.
All right, y'all. Did y'all see that drama and that action pack? Well, I am super excited, y'all. And without further ado, let's bring on our guest and let him tell me how bad I messed his name up. Without further ado, and y'all remember, we can't hear you. So type in some love by giving him hearts, hand claps, and just type it in. And welcome to the stage, Zed. And I'm going to try it again, Gazelle.
You don't have to. I got it. I actually have a stage name now, so just to make it easy on everyone, it's ZK and then Gazelle. So just to make it easy on everyone.
Thank you, Lord.
Not a problem.
Well, welcome. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we are really excited to talk to you, and congratulations on your feature film. We're excited about that for you as well. And you are from H-Town, Houston, right?
Yes.
All right, so we just had Austin. Now we got H-Town in the house. So Zed, tell us, I know who you are because I've read, but I like I said, I like for my people to introduce themselves. So tell us who you are, where you're from, and what made you enter your film, and tell us about the strategy.
So my name is Zaid K. Gazelle. If you want the real name is Zaid Kefel Gazelle. I'm actually from Syria. I've been here in the US for 13 years or 12 years. And it's always been my dream to actually be an actor. And I almost got I actually got a role in Syria, but I had to leave before the, because of the war.
Oh,
and
wow.
then, yeah, so whenever I moved up here, I was like, it got stuck in my mind that that's what I wanted to do. And here I am 12 years later.
All right.
So,
Wow.
yeah, I wrote the movie and I produced it. And, we had a director. We had to change the director 3 times because the first couple ones, you can tell the difference between the first half of the movie and the second half. So I had to take over in the second half with the help of Robert Zambrano. He's the one who actually saved me to finish this project.
Shout out.
Yeah. So, and the idea of the strategy is actually from Robert too. A couple of my friends, Robert's actually a good friend of mine. We were watching videos about like human trafficking and how like the people go through a lot of stuff when they go through the human trafficking, like kids getting raped, women getting raped, and stuff like this. People just erase their identity and their past. So and their dirty business that goes along. So I was planning on writing a horror movie because that was my dream, like just to be an actor in a horror movie. But that shifted my idea to actually writing about an action movie about the human trafficking and you know, the
Wow.
cartels, mainly cartels.
Okay. And you know that actually we had someone on last night that did a film about human trafficking as well. So
Okay,
these are really topics
hmm
that are very relevant
Yeah, and
because
I actually
there's
we
a
had
lot of
actually
trafficking in Texas.
yep. That's how I
Wow.
got the idea. And I went actually a little bit more and like a little deeper, but they made me erase a couple of those scenes because they said it's probably going to be dangerous for you or it's probably not going to be accepted. So we had to go a little soft on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Yep.
me like, what was those things? So was it like some information that kind of like digging too deep in what really is happening?
Yeah, because we've done some researches and they told us not to go that deep. You never know what happens. You know, you're very close to the border. You know, it's not safe for you or for the actors. So we
Oh,
just kept it.
wow.
Yeah, so we kept it soft and, you know, made sure, you know, we don't go that deep.
Oh, wow. So how
Yeah.
long have you been in the film industry? How long have you
Well,
been making film?
well, I'm actually fresh. This is my first project ever. Yep.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
used to take acting classes back home, but I never actually worked a project other than like kids project, like theaters and stuff like this. And whenever I decided to go back to it, which is probably was 3 years ago, I started taking another acting classes here with a private school,
Okay.
and then I wrote I wrote the script and got help from a few people, and we made that project happen.
You know what? I love that. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta send something to somebody. I love that, and the reason why I love that is the fact that you just stepped out, and it's kind of like what I guess Bujo had just said, and the advice that he gave. So, was you backstage listening to his advice?
Yes.
You
I was
wasn't
clapping for it.
You was clapping for him. I mean, because here's the deal: if we don't get out here and try it, you know, people want, and we are independent artists. Do we have all the tools and the things that, you know, Hollywood have? No, but we make it work. And this is why I love independent films. Y'all can say what y'all want about independent films and laugh about certain things and that just, why did you use that? We make it work, okay? The best way that we can. And I'm very proud of you that you actually took the leap with your first film and just jumped out there and did it. And that's the only way we're going to do it, is if we get out there and do it, right?
Yep, 100%. And of course, you're gonna need the help from a lot of friends. So keep them around, you know. But you can actually make it happen. We went through a lot of obstacles, but we made it happen.
Oh, wow. And so it's, you know, what was one of your biggest challenges in producing this film?
Well, it was mainly selecting the right people for the project. We actually made a mistake with the first director who actually brought the sound people, a couple of the staff, and then we found out they all were scammers. They were never been in the film industry before.
Oh,
and
my God.
They just rented the tools and they wasted some time, and we had like to fire them and then hire another people who were willing to, some people, they don't like just to start the project from halfway. Yeah. It's either they have to start over the whole thing or no. So I had an obstacle with that. We had a problem with this, but with the help of a few people, and again, it's mainly Robert Zambrano who jumped in and he was like, "Hey, I got you. I'll help you with this." And he brought a couple of his friends to help with the project as well. We wrapped it up. We made it happen. And we used what we had from the previous projects. Even like the sound system were not working. So we had to use the camera's mic. And
wow, that is so sad. I mean, I'm so glad that you did not, because a lot of people that would have discouraged them. Like, say, forget it. That you actually had somebody to come in and they were scamming. But I'm very proud of the fact that you didn't allow that to deter you. That you said, you know what, I'm gonna keep going, because that's terrible. You need to post them on Facebook so we'll we'll know
we should. I should actually.
Wow. I mean, I hate to hear that, but I'm glad that you didn't, like I said, you didn't allow that to stop.
No. And everyone was saying, like, are we gonna stop the project here? Is it over? And I was like, nope. We're just gonna stand up and keep walking, keep going with the project. I'm not gonna stop.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So you say this is your first project. Do you have anything you're working on now, or?
Yes.
Okay,
So yeah, I'm writing. Well, I'm writing a script about a horror movie using black magic. So yep, it's probably gonna start. I'm assuming I'm gonna finish writing it by the end of this month, and hopefully we're gonna start working on the project by April. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully, yeah.
Awesome. So how did you hear about Texas Indie? I'm asking everybody because I'm just curious. Was it on Film Freeway or word of mouth?
Well, it was actually on Film Freeway, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I submitted my project to a few, probably like 4 or 5. I got rewarded from them all, and I saw Texas. I was like, you know what? Let's try it, because filmmaking in Texas is not easy. There's not enough support for it, but we're gonna make it happen. Like, we're gonna take over. We're making a network community where everyone meets each other, actors, filmmakers, writers, and we're meeting every first Thursday of the month. So we want to make it happen. We want Texas to be even better than Hollywood. But
yes, well, please do this when you guys are doing something. I know I can't commit to saying that, but please send it to me. I would love to send it out to our organization, and who knows, you might see us show up to Houston.
Hopefully. You're welcome.
I don't mind. I got family in Houston, so I don't mind driving to Houston.
We'll be ready for you.
All right. Well, definitely send us that information, because I like
Absolutely.
what you said, because that is the goal of Ladies in Film and Television, our nonprofit, which when we say ladies, it's not all ladies. We have men, but our men support us, because, the industry for women, we're trying to get our voice, and, this is a male-driven industry. It really is. And so our nonprofit, of course, we came about and trying to just get us up off into this industry, our voices heard, and our project seen. Okay, so that's our goal. And then with the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards, we wanted to provide a platform to our indie artists and opportunities as well. So I'm really excited that you took the dive and made your first feature film. You did something big, because most people's first film is gonna be a short. You went big.
I went big. It was a Well, I'm not gonna say it was a mistake. It was a challenge that I took upon myself, and I was like, I'm ready for it. I love challenges.
All right. Well, tell us how we can contact you. How anything that maybe I didn't ask that you want to share with us before we sign off, and how we can follow you and watch other things that you're doing.
Well, you guys can follow me on Instagram on it's like my name here is ZK Gazelle, and I'm gonna write it on the chat so everyone can have it under the comments. So if you can follow me over there. The reason why it's taking me time to go with the next project, we're working on a YouTube. I'm sorry, not a YouTube channel, but a TV streaming channel just for indie movies and documentaries.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Jupic Media. It's available now on Roku TV, Fire TV, and iOS and Android, and very soon it's going to be on Samsung TV. It's going to only be streaming indie movies and documentaries for now.
Wow, that is awesome. Well, definitely send that information to us as well, because we want to connect. Are you in the Facebook group, the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards group?
No, but I can join you.
Oh, yeah, you need to join, because we have over 12,000 Texas people, filmmakers, actors, directors, writers in that group. So definitely join. I'll email you the link. as well. So you can just go. But if not, it's Texas Indie Filmmaker. It's actually a Facebook group, and you just request to come in, and we'll get you in, and definitely share that information with us, because we want to connect not just Dallas Fort Worth, because I'm Fort Worth, but I want us to connect Texas wide. And like you just said, Texas is doing some big things. So we definitely want to support one another and show them what Texas filmmakers can do. We're not down here riding horses, okay? Some of us are, but not all of us, okay?
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much again.
Thank you so much,
joining.
Brandon.
I wish you best of luck. Like I said,
Appreciate
we will
it.
be announcing our judges coming up very soon. We're solidifying them, so they will be start looking at these films and try to get them all judged and see who the nominees is. So we wish you best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate
All
it.
right.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
Have a good night.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Woo! We are super excited. Yay, yay, yay. We got more people backstage. I'm telling you, Texas is timely, okay? They are timely. I'm looking backstage, and some people, they back here waiting. I love this. Timely, timely, timely. We want to shout out to our next filmmaker that's coming up. Man, let me tell you, this brother right here, he just really inspired me. Jumped out here, got in this industry, doing some great things. So before I bring him out, I'm going to show the trailer as well. And y'all, let me tell you, this film is something else. It's a feature film, and it's called 10 Toes Down, and it's actually out on several platforms that you can actually go see it. Prime. So I'll let him tell you more about that. I think we're going to have two on with us tonight, but give me a moment. Let me get this trailer up, and then I will bring on our next guest. So hold on, y'all. Let me get this trailer. Y'all give me a second. I'm sorry. I had so many trailers up. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm missing one. So give me just a second. 10 Toes Down. Got it. So give me a second here. Hold on. It's trying to start without me. All right. I'm moving off again. We're back.
There's another body that's been found. I'm texting you the address now. I need you to get here as soon as possible.
I don't need your excuses. I got dead senator's daughter. So what do we know?
All Black women, all late teens to early 20s.
Saddens me to tell you another body was found. Now we have assigned our top detectives.
The coroner's report. There's nothing in there that you don't already know.
This person or persons is pure evil. Lunacy has no logic.
Girl, I was born and raised here, so how you gonna tell me what I need to do? This case is personal to me.
What is your problem? With all your arrests and accomplishments, you should have my job. If not, Captain, check your ego.
Thanks, Lieutenant. What have you heard about the strings of murders?
You know information like that, it costs. Meet Tamika Gross, 28.
The killer is trying to say something.
What you're looking at is the mark of Cain. Let me look at something. You write about this person trying to leave a message.
I need access to that mainframe there.
That is against policy and procedure.
As you suspected. all the reproductive organs have been removed. Have you ever seen or heard of anything like this before? I can't say that I have. He threw me down the stairs. Look at my face. Look at this TV, Charles. Great. Okay, go do what you need to do. We found more bodies.
Location.
I texted to you. But this one is different.
Please, you don't have to kill me.
Oh my God. It's not a lot of blood. You're perfecting the process. The residue around her mouth was definitely chloroform.
I can't believe I missed it.
You up for this?
Hell yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Frank, put your hands up.
Wow. Well, y'all, without further ado, from Clearwater Productions, I am excited to bring to the stage none other than Benet Embry. Hi, Benet.
Hey, how you doing? I think Hudrell is backstage waiting to join too.
I don't see him back there. I got somebody else, but it's not him.
Okay, I'll text him as we go.
Okay,
along,
and whenever I see him, I'll bring him on.
But you did forget something, Miss Jeanette.
What I forget?
The first inaugural winner of the Texas Indie Film Awards, Best Director, Best Feature Film, la da 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 da. So I just want to make sure and put that out there.
Thank you for putting that out there. And that's why I open up the floor so I won't forget important factors like that to let you introduce yourself, tell us all about who you are, about this film, and what's going on with this production company, because it's a lot.
10 Toes Down was basically, I wrote that kind of like a female empowerment. As you can see, the majority of the leads are women. And we wanted to show, women empowerment. We wanted to show women strength. That's why you see like a seasoned caramel colored light-skinned woman and a dark-skinned younger woman, because the myth that Black women can't get along together and everything like that. We also wanted to show that how two people from two totally different backgrounds can work together to achieve a common goal. The writing, we at Clearwater believe we need to not only entertain but also educate, and we don't cater to the ignorance of people, especially Black people. So we try to do tidbits in our work to make people say, I kind of think, and this film, of course, is dealing with the mark of with the curse of Cain, the mark of Cain and the curse of Ham. And most people don't know that's where the origination of slavery started with, the 3/5 of human and the paper bag test, and being property and all of that stuff. People, and and a lot of religious precepts preached that and taught that, and that made them sleep better at night and justify that. So we put it all together, me and Hudrell. We found some really great actors, as who leading that is Santasha Nicole, Rachel Garrett Washington, who you saw in Older Man, Younger Woman. And we found a really good gem with Sarah Rochelle. She is primarily a stage actress, but she came and auditioned for us, and we were absolutely 1000% floored.
Wow.
It was written by me, directed by me, executive produced by Hudrell Jones, who's also playing the mayor in this film. But we have a lot of extremely talented people behind the scene. A.D. Scott, who was my first A.D., Ashley L'Oreal, who was the second AD and also in the film, and she actually won Best Actress at the Milan International Film Festival Awards.
Wow.
We just got her trophy in today from Italy.
Okay, Italy.
Yeah, and of course we had the man, Mr. Ted Ramonsola, doing the director of photography, and I mean, Ted was a complete and utter beast throughout the entire project.
Let me tell you.
And this is the story I want to tell you.
Come on with it.
We had to rent a warehouse, and this is August, so it's hot, and it was 170. So in that warehouse, of course, there was no type of air conditioning. Ted Remonsola went in there in 117 degree heat and filmed 16 hours straight. Ted had his shirt off. He was all on the ground, taking pictures up, down, whatever the situation is. Ted was everywhere, man. And so shout out to Ted.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Ted. So he could, make sure everything he did what it had to do. He was a key factor. Of course, we have the Viola Davis of Dallas, Miss Lucretia Johnson, in
Okay.
there. You know what I'm saying? We have Raquel Brewer, who have you seen in the Love and Drugs series and everything like that.
Mhm.
We have, let me see, I'm forgetting. Oh, we got Jamal Randall. He's typically the funny man, but he did a great job being the straight dude and actually delivering drug. And plus, we have some, like I said, some new talent and stuff.
Wow, wow. So it sounds like you guys just really, now this is put y'all all into this, but this is not your first feature because you had one last year.
Yep. Well, yeah, we had Love Torn Between Two that never came out, but I still count that
Oh,
because the
okay,
work,
that's right. Okay.
yeah, because the work was done. And Older Man, Younger Woman, that's now available on 16 platforms, international. It's on YouTube, it's on Amazon Prime, it's on the cable channels, it's on Manza TV. I mean, it's really everywhere. And that film won 4 or 5 awards,
Wow.
including Best Actor, which was Kenny Gardner, Best Actress, which was Diamond Kirsten, Best Director, myself, and Best Feature Film, and those were also international awards.
Wow, congratulations. So what are you working on now?
Well, we are working on a couple of things now. We're getting ready for our next film, which is Ruthless Atonement. That's already been shot. And the DP for that was Vernon Snoop Robinson, the Snoop Robinson. We're in the editing process of that. We're going to try to get that out next year. And that is basically about a former hitman who tries to go straight. His wife and child are murdered, and his whole reason for living is now to find retribution for the people who murdered his wife and child. I'm almost done with 10 Toes Down 2. Hopefully we can start filming that in April, May. Then we have Ruthless Atonement 2, and then that's going to take us out through 2025. 2026, we have Trepidation, which is a horror film, and then we have another drama coming. So we busy over here. We always working.
Wow. You already lined all the way up to 2026.
Actually, we lined up to 2029, but I don't want to give you too much too soon.
Oh, okay, yeah, because take it slow. Well, I know in this industry, there's a lot of challenges. Can you share a memorable moment or a challenge you faced while directing, and how did you overcome it?
I think that I don't want to say failure. I want to say the lesson of Love Torn Between Two, because that's where I met Ashley L'Oreal, Rachel Garrett Washington, Diamond Kirsten, and all of those folks. We worked so hard on that film, and then once the film was completed, we weren't involved really. With me as a director, we weren't involved too much in the editing. We weren't involved on the business end. So to this day, I still can't tell you why that film absolutely failed, but it did. Well, it didn't, because I made some really good friendship, and that's actually how me and Hudrell started Clearwater Productions, because he was an investor for that film.
Wow.
I called him in and said, hey, because I had the radio show and he brought his artists up there, so we had a really good working relationship. And so when the film failed, he had the money, and so I had this idea for Older Man, Younger Woman, and I said, you know what? Let me just call a brother. And so I called him. I was talking to him, and I pitched it to him. And I said, if you can invest, he said, well, Benet, why don't we just start a company? Start a company. Bet. And then July 22nd, 3 years ago, That's when Clearwater Productions was born. We came up with the name Clearwater, complete transparency. That's us.
Oh, I love it.
Transparency. That's why we say, that's why our motto is what our motto is: integrity with a clear vision. Because
Love
we,
it.
we don't mess people over. We pay you we pay you what we said we're gonna pay you. We make sure you're taken care of. We try to put you in the best possible situations as an actress and an actor to make sure that that your talent shine. A high tide raises all ships. So if Ashley L'Oreal is in the film that she just won best supporting actress, I got to actually take our trophy over to her tonight if I can get her ass to answer the phone. Hard to keep up with them. But let's say she goes and does another film and it blows completely up. So with that, that they're going to Google her name and they're going to see 10 Toes Down. They're going to see Older Man, Younger Woman. They're going to see all of the stuff that she's done, but that's good.
That's
and then,
right.
Oh, I forgot. We do have the incomparable Katie Carr also there as a cameo.
Yes. All right.
I'm working on something that because I want Katie Carr and Nasu, like the leads and stuff like that. But it's so much talent here in the DFW.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's
yes,
so
it
much.
is.
It is so much talent, and so it is. It's my responsibility, like I said, first to put them in a role that nobody's ever seen them in before. When you see, ladies and gentlemen, when you see 10 Toes Down, right now it's just on Amazon Prime, but February 7th, it'll be on all 16 platforms. And please believe we're going to let you know about it because we're going to blast you out. We're going to blast it everywhere. Hudrell is a great mastermind of marketing.
And we actually got him backstage. I want to bring him on right
bring
now.
Him on. Yeah.
Yes, he just popped in. So Hudrell, you listening? We finna bring you on. He fixing that camera. All right.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right. Yay, we got you on here. Welcome to the show. So we was just talking about 10 Toes Down, and we just want to see what your intake on this. And we just heard some amazing things that Benet has shared about you and your support and the industry as well as the company that y'all have. And that's a blessing to be able to speak highly of someone, to be able to just come in and just support you like he said that you supported him. So come on, tell us the truth about Benet, though.
Oh, I hear you. Well, I want to say, first of all, it's an honor to be here. I'm very, very, very appreciative that you had me on here, along with Clearwater Productions, which is Benet and my company, and also the support that everybody's given for his writing, his directing, and stuff like that for our films. It has been phenomenal. Benet, I don't know what y'all said before I got on here because I was trying to figure it out because I was on one link and another link. I was trying to figure all that out. But yeah, we came together on a collaboration years ago.
I told him about Love Torn Between Two. I told him, yeah.
Love Torn Between Two, and that was a very, very good movie. Everybody that participated in that project, I cannot tell you how excited I was for them, but it didn't work out. But other than that, then we moved on a couple of years later, so we're gonna move forward a little bit. Make a long story short, and they said let's do another movie, and he pitched the Older Man, Younger Woman movie to me, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I liked his writing. I knew what he did on the first film that we did, and it was Love Torn Between Two, so I really didn't read the script. He had to make me physically come to his house and read the script. That's the honest truth. So I went up there, and I mean, he went from line. He did not give me a break, no water break, no bathroom break, no nothing. And he made me read the script with him, line for line, from page to page. And which I'm very thankful he did, because like I said, I have full faith and confidence in him. But sometimes he asks for some certain ideas or whatever. Can I change this? Can I make this better? I mean, he's always open to ideas, but he's very creative. So really, there's no real changes to go on in the script, unless he decides he wants to write it later on. But I think his initial product that he always gives is 100%. So that's just how I feel about it. Now he do go 110%, so that goes. And then we came 10 Toes Down.
Who drills first?
Well, we decided when he
Who drills? Hold on, Drill. Who drills? He's not starring in this, but this is his first significant role in a movie because Older Man, Younger Woman, he had a couple of lines. This one here, again, you'll see him as the mayor. And when you see him in Ruthless Atonement, he has his first kiss on camera. He's the
All right, now you got to make your debuts, Hugh.
I know.
So not only is he the president, executive producer, but now he's also an actor.
All right, then.
Productions.
That's good. That's good.
So we decided to make a company, made a company, and we're here today. Like I said, I'm very excited about 10 Toes Down. I think we've got an excellent response from it. I'm not going to go into details about too much on that, so we're going to leave that alone, that part. But as far as I think everybody that participated in the project itself, they went above and beyond. And I mean, like I told Benet before, we make our own stars.
Right.
So we have local stars here, and they deserve just as much credit as those out there in Hollywood or wherever they may be. I think we have so much talent here in our state and surrounding states, small towns, stuff like that. So I'm not excluding anybody, small towns, small states. You have excellent talent. So you don't always have to be in Hollywood to make it big.
I love that.
That's how I feel about it.
We're going to make the new Hollywood. They're going to be coming to us.
That's right.
Just here shortly.
That's right. That's right. Oh my God. Well, I'm so sorry. You just jumped in and we got somebody else back. We got Juanita Wilson with Shadows of My Past coming up next, y'all. She's backstage as well. But
when you talk to her, call her Tweet.
Don't give me, I can call her Tweet.
That's a nickname. Call her Tweet. Tell Tweet I say hello.
Before we leave, I want y'all to share with us and Hugh Drell, whichever one, and whatever it is, how to follow y'all, what y'all got. I mean, you already shared with me, Benet, all the way up to 2029, what y'all got going on. But Hugh Drell, if it's anything that you want to share, that because you did come in and a little late, but anything that you want to share with us, and y'all can share how to follow y'all, how to look at the movies, the floor is y'all.
Okay, well, I want everybody to go to the following, just watch 10 Toes Down, go to the Facebook page, 10 Toes Down, and request to be friends on that page and follow us there. Our main page is Clearwater Productions. Of course, you need to be there on that page to get all the updated information that you need to do for all our projects. So Clearwater Productions on Facebook, Clearwater Productions on Instagram. You can follow me as well on my Facebook now. I'm going to be honest with you, I got over 100,000 people on there, so you just got to get in where you fit in. So
no, seriously, he do.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you just gotta get in where you fit in on that one. But that's the Drill Jones. It's on Facebook, whatnot. But follow Benet Embry. Follow the things he's doing. Like I said, you can follow us on Clearwater Productions LLC.com, right?
Right.
Website.
Right. Clearwater Productions LLC.com, because I want to make sure and put the LLC in there and let you know we a real company. We just not saying it. We actually, yeah, we
And
actually for real.
Look for, like I said, 10 Toes Down. Go watch it. Also watch our previous movie, Older Man, Younger Woman. And stay tuned for Benet's big action movie. Ruthless Atonement is coming next year, 2025. You best believe that it's on and popping.
Right on.
I love y'all energy. I love that. I mean, they pumping fists and everything. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank y'all so much for supporting Ladies in Film and Television, entering your projects into Texas Indie Filmmaker Award. That really means a lot to us for your support, because in all honestly, all we out here doing is trying to spread the love and spread harmony and give our platform as best we can to everyone out here that just want to grab on it and just hang out with us. So we thank y'all for hanging out with us. We can't wait to see what's finna go down. So we ready. I'm ready. So thank y'all so much, and y'all have a blessed night.
Thank you, man. We'll see y'all later. Appreciate you.
All right. Good night. Thank y'all. All right, y'all. That was Clearwater Production. Go check out that movie, 10 Toes Down. Okay. Now we got backstage. Now I was just told to call her Tweet, but I know her as Juanita. But we're gonna bring Tweet up, y'all. She back there laughing. I can see her just smiling. But y'all, without further ado, but no, before I bring her up, I'm sorry. I have to show her trailer. So I do have Shadows of My Past. So let me make sure I got it up, y'all, because I'm working. Make sure y'all pray for me, a producer. Somebody backstage to run all this for me, and I ain't got to do. I want to be able to sit up here and look cute and say, I'm next, and I don't have to be trying to find all my stuff. So y'all pray for me, a producer for me. Okay. All right. So hold on, y'all. I got this though. We're going to bring up Shadows of My Past. And then after that, we're going to bring on the producer. Okay.
Job is past.
But I hope you understand how dangerous it can be for a minor to be left alone.
Well, I'm here now, okay? I'm here. So can I just get my daughter back, please?
What I'm looking at clearly shows here that the child was in serious danger by way of your negligence.
Get yourself a lawyer. Someone that can put up a solid fight against the state.
I don't have that kind of money.
Candy.
Cedric. Or the Cedric Johnson.
How long has it been?
11 years.
Wow, 11 years.
Yeah.
You have everything it takes to be just as big as the Jakes, the Creflos, and any other mega pastor. You check all the blocks, bro.
Everyone, let's raise our glasses to New York Times best-selling author, Cedric Johnson.
It's too late now. I got your back, Pastor. You know that, right? I do.
No suffering. No glory, baby.
Look, you got a money. I don't care what you do. Talk about it, pray about it, preach about it. As long as you give me my money.
Everything I've done and sacrificed.
It's my job as pastor of this church to look after my flock.
All right, y'all. Without further ado, let's bring her on. I know her as Juanita, but Benet Embry say call her Tweet. So if I get in trouble, it's on you, Benet. But let's welcome Juanita, aka Tweet. Juanita, you on mute? Yeah, it's on. I look like you're still on mute. Let me see. Can I? I don't think. No, I can't. There we go. I hear you. Hey, beautiful.
Okay.
Look at you.
How are you?
Hey. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Well, welcome to the show. And that trailer is phenomenal. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us who you are, which I know who you are. Benet is just a character. I know who you are. And tell us about this film, Shadow of My Past, and just let us know what's going on with this project, because this is an amazing project.
Thank you so much. So my name is Juanita Wilson, and yes, my nickname is Tweet. That's the name I had when I was growing up. But I think Benet is the only one in the industry that actually calls me Tweet outside of my family.
I've never heard it before.
So I'm the executive producer of Shadows of My Past. It was also produced with Kelly Gray Bomino. She was a producer on the project as well. So Shadows of My Past is actually a book that was written by my brother, maybe like 12, 13 something years ago. And I always thought it was a very interesting story. And when I wanted to actually make it into a movie. So first I started off with a stage play. So I turned it into a stage play. And then I went on and made it into a feature film in 2023.
Wow. And so now I know you do more than just produce.
Right. I do a lot.
Tell us about all that you do.
As far as film?
Yes, the
Yeah.
industry.
So in the industry, so I'm actually in film school at Dallas College. So I'm getting my associate's degree as a filmmaker. And so I do production management, locations. Everyone is like, I'm the locations person for sure. Locations. I've worked as a PA. I just love working on set and, helping people develop their projects, finding locations for them, finding DP. So I just love putting production together.
And you also have your own production.
Yes, I do. I have my own production company called Dolores Studio.
Yes, and where is that located?
It's in the Farmers Branch.
Farmers Branch. Okay. Yes. And how long have you had this studio?
I've been having Dolores Studio, that actual physical studio, for about a year.
A year? Okay.
Actual physical.
Awesome. Yes. So Shadows of Our Past, it was a book written by your brother. So is your brother in the movie, or is he doing anything?
My two nieces, which are his two daughters, they're actually in the movie.
Really?
And
okay.
Yes, so that was their first time ever doing anything with acting. So I did put them in the movie. So one of them plays the lady Candy's daughter, which is actually Pastor Johnson's daughter that he doesn't know of. And then the youngest daughter is played by my niece.
Okay.
My cameo appears on the back of his head as an extra in the church scene.
So that was your brother?
Yes, he was just clapping. You talking about the bald head in the back? Yeah, he didn't want to be in front of the camera or anything like that. He just wanted to, stay behind the scenes.
Wow, so modest, so modest. Now, I can only imagine this. You brought. I remember the stage play as well. It was fabulous, and you took it from a book to a stage play, now to a movie. What was the most rewarding part of seeing the project come to fruition in the movie?
I think actually being able to bring all the cast together and watch them bring the paper of the script to life. So it was something that was always like in my head, and to actually visualize it and see it. And now I can actually turn on the TV and see it. So that's amazing. That's an amazing experience.
And it's out there.
There's a lot of people that, want to make movies, but don't have the opportunity to actually do it. So even to make a movie and finish a movie is a big accomplishment.
That's right. That is so right. And several people have said that tonight, that, to get out and do it. Now, is this you have any other projects coming out, or what else do you have?
This is my first feature film that I produced. I produced in 2024, I produced a project called Inherit. It's a short film. Her name is Rihanna. She wrote it. It's a thriller / kind of like a horror film. And so that's in post-production. I also did Golden Voices 2 as an executive producer with Mike Legend, and all of us collaborated on that project. So that was actually out as well, Golden Voices 2. For 2026, I'm actually going to do a movie called What's Your Fetish?
Oh.
That one, What's Your Fetish is a psychological thriller, and it's like it's a crime drama. So cute, touchy title. And I also have a script that I collaborated on called Verses of the Heart. So I wouldn't call myself like a writer per se, but I do have like the thoughts. And then I asked somebody else, hey, can you help me like developing this to a script? So I have a script called Verses of the Heart. And that is like a romance drama. And that one is like Love Jones, Poetic Justice.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, all mixed in one. And the funny thing is I submitted it to a writing film festival, and I didn't realize that I had been nominated, because at that time I was on a cruise.
Okay.
So I was actually in class, and we were talking about film festivals. And my teacher was saying that sometimes you submit to film festivals and it's really hard to get in. It's hard to get any, notoriety or anything. And then sometimes people are discouraged. And I was like, yeah, because I submitted to like 10 of them. I don't get anything. And so he told us to go to film. So he told us to go to Film Freeway, because he was telling the class how to go, sign up. And when I went there, it was like these bubbly things saying, congrats, congrats. And I didn't even realize that Los Angeles
You had won.
people had actually selected the Script Voices of the Heart. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So that
Wow.
was amazing to me because I don't know how many film festivals I submitted to and don't get nothing back.
Look, let me tell you, I spent some dollars on film festivals.
Yes.
And let me tell, and that's, you know, and I encourage people, I really do, is to submit your stuff. Submit it, whether you win, lose, plays, draw, whatever, submit it, because you're not going to know anything. And not only that, it gets your projects. I mean, I've won international awards, and for my film to be seen way in another country, I mean,
right.
That's an honor to me. So, hey, just like you say, for you to get it was selected, that means somebody paid attention to something that you were doing.
Right.
Keep submitting.
Yeah. So that's something exciting. Currently I'm working on a short film that I had wrote for my school project called Love Notes. And so I'm going to be producing that in January. It's a short film. And so this one is, I like the movies that are like emotional driven type of movies. You know, that's kind of like the genre that I like. I think I'm old school. So I like all the 90s vibe type of movies. So those are the movies that I kind of like want to, you know, recreate.
I like those too. Oh man, this time is going by so fast.
Okay. We just got started.
I want to know before we close out, because I do have my last guest backstage, and we're gonna bring her out. Y'all know what, y'all? I'm loving seeing these women show up, y'all. I'm sorry, ladies in film and television. I'm loving to see these women show up in these spaces. It's just so exciting, and I love the way that the men embrace us, because when Renee found out that you was coming up next, he wanted to holler, hey, tell her I said hi, and then he gave out your secret name.
Right.
But tell us how to follow you, how to see your project, how to see your films before we close out, and so that everybody will know how to go see it.
Okay, so you can follow me on Facebook. It's Juanita Rain Willis. And on Instagram is the producer. What is it? I don't even be on Instagram enough. Let me start. Juanita_the producer. Right now, you can see Shadows of My Past streaming on Tubi and on YouTube.
All right. So y'all go and check it out. Get them ratings to keep going up, up, up. And we appreciate you, Juanita. We thank you so much for submitting your work as well. You are always supporting ladies in film and Texas Indie, and we really appreciate that. That really means a lot to us. But we're rooting for you, and we'll be announcing these judges soon so they can get to work. So I'm looking at these films.
Okay.
But thank you so much for joining us, and you have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. That was Juanita Wilson with her feature film she produced, Shadows of My Past. Now, y'all, we have our last guest that's coming up tonight. And Laura, and she's gonna let me know. I love trying these names, y'all. I'm gonna say it's Ebadian. She has a short film, and it's called In a Fit of Rage, and I have a trailer for that also. So I'm going to play the trailer first, and when I come back, then we're going to bring on our guest. So hold on.
Ms. Garcia, can you point out the defendant, Shane Allen Michaels? You knew why he was there. It was late night rendezvous, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
I mean, you're sure. It's you? You're just too stupid to see that. Right now, we're gonna play a little game.
Why are you doing this?
All right. So without further ado, she's here. Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much for joining us tonight here at Ladies in Film, and we're really excited about talking to you about this project. So without further ado, tell us, I know who you are, but tell us about you, your short film, and what inspired you to write this film?
Okay, well, I'm Laura Abadian. I do a lot of things in film. I'm a producer, writer. I do locations. I'm a cinematographer a lot on several films. I have several features coming out that are in post-production right now. And those are my heart and joy because my son is my sound guy. So I get to work on set with my kid. And that's
good.
It's a ton of fun. We love it. And I act. So I do SFX makeup, hair makeup. I do a lot. I build costumes, props. Yeah.
Where are you located, Laura?
I am based out of Dallas, but I actually live in Corsicana.
Oh, okay. So you're in Corsicana. Okay.
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right. So tell us about In a Fit of Rage. How did you go about creating this project?
That's actually a real life story. That was how I got into film and modeling and all the other things that I do.
Wow.
I was talking to some director friends of mine and they were like, this is really interesting. Cause like, I know you and I would have never guessed that had ever happened to you. And I felt like it was just a good time for me to let it go, put it out into the world and just let it be, let it go.
Wow. So this is a true story based on your life.
Yes. And I played myself. It was, it was one of the hardest weekends I've had in a long time.
And, I was going to ask you that because dealing with trauma, then you have to relive it. How was that for you?
I have to say I was very blessed. I had a very small crew. They were close friends of mine who all gave their time freely to help me build this project. And so everybody was very cautious with me and filming. So there were several times that I broke down in tears. Like we were doing the bar scenes, and so there was nothing that I was involved in. But things were popping up that I didn't remember.
Really?
And I remember being on set, and my co-star, Jason Allen Ware, who was a very good friend of mine, saw me crying. And he came up and he's like, stop crying or you're going to make me cry. Like, stop. So I was like, fine. I went outside and just let it be. But in the attack scene, we did that in the wee hours of the night in the exact same place that it happened. Many things were the same place that things took place. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. So they would just let me cry and somebody would come up and just hold me for a minute until it passed. And then we'd get right back to it.
Wow. And so I heard you say that you had friends and your son that help you out with this production. And that is really good, especially with us being in the indie film world of having that type of support. And
absolutely.
That will come out and just support you. So, and you say you have other projects that are coming out that you're coming out with?
Yes, my son and I did 3 features last year as I was cinematographer or director of photography on those sets, and he was the sound guy. And we both shared gaffing responsibilities. So those are one of them did have a screening, I want to say 2 months ago, From Hood to Good, screened in Dallas.
Okay, I heard about it. I saw that on Facebook. Now that was your film?
I was the director of photography on that.
Oh, okay. Yes, I saw the premiere. They were blasting it or something out about that.
Yes. It was beautiful shots. And it's so funny because I had no intention of being a cinematographer. I've always dabbled in photography a little bit. I used to actually develop my own pictures myself. But I was going to start a production company with a friend, and then things just didn't work out, and I had already bought equipment. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. We'll see what happens. And it worked out. Yeah, it worked out really well.
Good for you. So how long have you been in the industry as a whole?
As a whole, 5 years.
5 years. And how long have you been doing cinematography?
About a year and a half.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And now you're out making films. This is amazing.
See, I had a cheat code in that. I did get my degree in multimedia with a minor in radio and TV broadcasting when I was like 19. I just never used it until now. So like 20 something years later.
Wow.
I'm editing, I'm mixing sound, just all the things. I literally help with everything. I build graphics. I do my own edits on like modeling shots if I want to do something creative and add like fire or something. Like I do everything I went to school for as a kid, I'm using now, which is crazy, but like my kids are grown, so like it's perfect time now.
Wow. So correct me if I'm wrong. You did write this film, right?
I wrote this, yes.
Wow.
We took reports from the night that it happened and built a story from that.
Wow. So how did it feel to see the words come alive on screen? And did the final product match your original vision of what you wanted to see?
Not 100%, but I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Like I was starting to get depressed again from spending so much time with like the script and just planning and everything. And Jason did a really great job of taking over the reins on that and just helping out with, fleshing things out, rewriting some things. He did a lot of the editing on that. He and Martin De Leon.
I know Marty.
I love Marty. Marty's my favorite. Marty was the main cinematographer on that set. There were a couple of things that Jason shot, but Marty did most of it.
Yes. Oh my God. I love Martin. He's a jewel. He's truly a jewel.
He is.
Yes.
He is.
Wow. So now you were the main actor. How was it bringing in the cast? So were these people that you knew, or did you had like auditions? How did you get your cast?
No, I was just casting people I knew. Just putting my feelers out there to see who was interested in helping with it. And I let them know, hey, it's going to be short. I'll do credit. I'll pay for lunch, give some gas money. Like I don't have a lot. I'm a teacher, so I don't have a lot to give anybody. But I'd love if you'd come out for a couple of days and help me put this story out there. And again, when people realize that that's my story and how I came into the industry, because it was after my depression from that happening that I was like, I'm just going to do all the things I ever wanted to do and see what happens. And I've been so blessed, so amazingly blessed.
Wow.
They were all gung-ho about it. Bradley Morris helped do some of the directing. He helped me with some of the planning. He and I actually are talking about doing a feature and telling more of the backstory and how it got to that point.
Good.
And he's introduced me to an actor that actually resembles the guy. Like, I mean, it's kind of uncanny how much he looks like the guy. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Like, so, but again, Jason was just amazing in helping with a lot of stuff when it came to that. Cause he knew I can't 100% involve myself in that again.
Right.
I'll go right back to that dark place and I don't want to go there.
Right. So if you do decide to do a feature, are you going to act it out, or are you going to hire somebody else to play you?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because I mean, this time again, we'll be telling more of the story. So there'll be the good moments there too. And I don't know that anybody else can portray them the way I remember them. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that were very, very sweet before it got to that point.
Well, that's normally how it is.
Yeah.
That's normally how it is. So how did you find out about the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards?
I was on Film Freeway and it popped up.
Yay. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I'm really truly excited. We got people. When I say I mean it's Texas, but to see so many people coming from so many different cities within Texas, we're planning a lot a lot of different things, meetups, to everybody could come out and network.
Oh,
So
I
we
love
want
that.
to, yes, we want to just have a lot of fun with you guys. So that's the reason we switched it up a little bit this year and say, you know what, we're going to bring our submitters. You know, it was your option to come if you wanted to be interviewed. And thank you so much for accepting. And but we want to switch it up, and we want to actually, you know, provide opportunities for the independent industry, because Texas has such a unique vibe. But
100%.
my question to you, how does, in your opinion, how does Texas culture and our landscape, how did it influence your storytelling?
Well, I think I understand how people engage with content quite a bit more than a lot, because again, I'm a teacher. I've been in education for over 20 years. I can tell you how to portray something to somebody based on their age group for the most part.
Right.
I know what content is out there that's like just doing wonderful. I consume a lot of content myself. I stay on TikTok way too long every day. But and I know what things are like trending. So you kind of take all that into account and how you want your audience to feel. Like that's my biggest thing when I do any kind of film work. It's how can I punch them in the gut or pull at their heartstrings or something, and really have them create an emotional tie to what I'm trying to give them.
Wow. What subject do you teach in school?
I'm a math teacher.
Math. Okay, so your mind go with numbers.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm weird. Like I have a very creative side, and then I have a very logical side, and I kind of mesh the two.
Yes, that's awesome. So last question before we close out. This time goes so fast. What advice would you give someone that's looking to get into this industry, and they may not have the equipment or the support, or they just don't know what to do? What would you tell them?
I would tell them to try to be a PA on a set and start getting to know people and ask questions, because you never know who's willing to help you. I've worked on sets for free for 12 to 15 hours using my own equipment.
Uh-oh, did we freeze? Okay, y'all. Can everyone still hear me? I think her camera, something went on. Can y'all hear me out there? Please let me know. Okay, I'm not sure what happened to Laura. Can y'all hear Laura or see her? Because it's blank on my side. She's spinning. Okay, we lost her. Okay. Thank you, Tammy. We lost her. So I don't know if she's going to try to pop back in. Oh, it was spinning. Okay. I was like, is this on my side or is this happening? Okay. So we did lose Laura. Oh my God. Just when she was getting ready to tell us some more good stuff. I'll give her a few seconds to see if she's popping in while we're waiting to see if she's going to pop in and let her close out, finish her answer to our question. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as you know, we are preparing for Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards. And so tonight wraps up our interviews that we had lined up for our submitters. And this year next year we're doing something different, which we're starting now. So stay tuned for a lot of exciting things that are going to be happening with Lyft. As you already have seen, we've put out our new board. So that has been out there. You got a chance to see our 2025-27 board members that have come on board. So we're really excited about those coming in. So we have a lot of things, a lot of changes, and a lot of workshops and things that we're going to be doing with Lyft in 2025. It looks like we're not going to get Laura back, but nevertheless, I want to thank all of you. Thank you, Tammy. Yes, these interviews were amazing. If you did not get a chance to catch yesterday's, then they're out there, and we'll be back with more next year. So we'll be adding more next year. So if I don't see any of you before now, I filmed in front of my Christmas tree. So I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. Thank y'all so much, and continue to support Ladies in Film and Television, because your support helps us along the way. Thank you all so much, and have a blessed night.